Hello fellow Evercadians and retro enthusiasts, you are watching the Evercade Effect, and I am Retro Q Disdain! Alright, in just a moment here, we're going to answer the question, are you a gambler? Are you a gamer? Or maybe a little bit of both. So stick with me, and we're going to talk about how this relates to the Evercade ecosystem.
Evercade Effect.
Alright, so let's go ahead and dive into this. But first, before we do, if you happen to stumble upon my channel in the YouTubeverse, if you could please like, subscribe below. You're not going to want to miss awesome videos like this and everything Evercade related. I really appreciate it. We're almost halfway on our quest to 1,000 subs. Alright.
You are unique!
So let's go ahead and get through it. So, as you all know from time to time, I like to do videos like this. I don't just like to capture gameplay. I don't just like to do reviews. I like to talk about other things in regards to the Evercade that's retro related that I'm passionate about. Yeah! So, what do I mean by are you a gamer or a gambler? Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about this. So, I know some of you out there probably played the Evercade because you just want a good time, you want the plug and play retro games. And I think there's also a group of you out there who love the discovery, and maybe you fall into both categories. So, before we can answer the question about being a gambler or a gamer, let me share with you my own experiences and where I'm heading with this. And then I want to ask yourself, I want you to ask yourself the question, are you a gambler or a gamer during this? Alright.
Wake up and smell the coffee.
So ever since I was little, ever since I can remember, I've always loved games of chance. I remember my father teaching me how to play like gin rummy. I remember being taught like how to play poker and blackjack and all those other games. So for me, the thing that I love about the element of chance, it makes things a little bit more exciting, right? So for me, I'm not going to be your person who's, who likes to, let's say, maybe to watch like a hockey game or a soccer game or American football game. Let's say if it's a low-scoring game, right? And you're watching it, and even let's say if the team you like wins, but they just barely win and it's a low-scoring game. To me, that's boring. And just FYI for sports, I'm kind of more in the middle. I'm more your basketball person, so that's action-packed back and forth. And if you like sports and all that, that's cool. No problem with that. Just using that as an example. But let's say there's like an element of chance, right? Let's say like your team wins just because, something out of ordinary happens. Well, that's what gambling is, the element of chance. And let's say while you're playing something, like blackjack, you think you have it under the numbers, you could, you're holding that 10, hoping to get 11, you get a 3, you get another 3, and then you're bust because you've gotten too greedy. Or it could be something like you're just playing couldn't even talk.
Get it right or pay the price.
Let's say you're just playing poker, for example, and then Texas Hold'em on the river, you get a straight. And there's a lot of psychological elements in it, but it's that feeling of knowing that you triumphed just through pure dumbness, pure luck. It's so exciting because it's so random, you can't measure it, right? Like another great example maybe, for your birthday, you tell your parents what you want. Maybe your mom doesn't give it to you, maybe your dad doesn't give it to you. By the way, as a kid, I always got what I wanted. But besides that, but your grandpa comes through, he gives you that awesome thing that you wanted. So, anyways, it's just something exciting, like you never know which way it's gonna go. My voice is still a little meh, so. To the point I'm trying to get to is I love that element of randomness. And while I do enjoy playing retro games on the Evercade, I'm not gonna lie, let's face it, if I did still really want to play like Super Mario Bros. 3, Zelda, all those other great retro games, I could go ahead and play them on my computer. I could load up RetroArch. I could, I've thought about configuring my soft-modded Wii and doing that. But, on my Game Boy Advance, I even have Super Mario 2 that I can play. I have Zelda, Link to the Past. So why am I saying this? So I could go ahead and play all those other games. And I do from time to time. But I'm not going to lie that after a while, the problem with emulation, or the problem with having, let's say, unlimited emulation, non-curated emulation, is you play all your Zeldas, you play your Marios, and it's pretty cool, but the nostalgia wears off. At least for me it does.
Yeah, I know.
You know, because you played all those games a million times. You know, my PS4, I'll play through Contra every now and then. But yeah, it's not something that I play every day. However, something like Pac-Man, because it's a score chase game, jump in and jump out, those kind of games, I do keep going back to. Alright. So, why do I bring this up? Well, it is really neat to play retro games, indie games, and and then 8-bit era style games that you've never played before. Like, that still captures nostalgia. I mean, me and Retro Rich and Pete, we talk about from time to time. We love to play games that we never played before. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Something like a Castlevania collection drops, a Sega Arcade collection drops of games that I have played. I'm still really going to enjoy it, right? But what's special about the Evercade, and this is the gambling part, is that you never know what you're gonna get. There's going to be those gems. So yeah.
Life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Something like the Gremlin collection. I am glad something like that exists. Why? Because I got to experience it. I didn't necessarily know where all the games are going to be good, where all the games are going to be bad. I mean, I had an idea, but it's always, am I going to find that gem? That's what I'm going for. So why do I bring this up? Well, I bring this up because I've seen on the Facebook groups, my God, Ed, get it together and talk.
Oh, for God's sake, pull yourself together, man.
I've heard some people say, well, I haven't played my Evercade in months. You know, I hardly play it. Man, I really wish they would get that insert XYZ AAA collection. Well, I hate to break it to you, but if you're waiting on that collection, you're going to keep waiting. That's not what the Evercade is all about. Not by a long shot. And I think somebody said that, they didn't play their games, or some people think about selling it. Listen, I don't play my PS4 every day. I don't play my Game Boy Advance every day. I don't play my Wii every day. I don't play my Evercade every day. I don't play PC games every day. But I do at least play some form of video games every day. But I'm not going to get rid of any of them. And I think it's really silly when I see people making those kind of statements. So, how does this go back to being, are you a gambler or a gamer? I think that if you don't care about discovery, if you don't have that gambler instinct, if you don't like the element of surprise, and you're wanting all those AAA mainstream games, then Evercade isn't going to do it for you. And I think those are the people that post on the forums and whine and complain.
I want it now! What's the matter with those twats down there?
Which, if people at least offered constructive feedback, I would be all for that. But I think where it kind of falls into the people that, yeah, they like different retro games. Yeah, they want to play some indie games. They really like the Evercade. Okay, so flipping back. So how does it go to the gambler element? Well, when you gamble, you love the element of surprise. It's all about the element of surprise, just the unknowing. It's, for me, that is just so exciting. Like when I hear a collection announced, like the renovation collection, the excitement, the anticipation of waiting. And I'll be honest with you guys, sometimes just the anticipation of waiting and before actually getting it is almost more exciting than playing the collection itself. I'm not gonna lie. However, I've been enjoying the renovation collection. It did hold with the hype, and that's a lot of fun, but there's just something about that element of surprise, right? And for me, that's why I love Evercade, because for like 20 bucks, I can get this package, this surprise, in a box, this curated collection. I can get something physical. I have it on a cart. I have a booklet. I don't have to rely on any DLC. It's mine forever, as long as I physically possess it. And so it's neat, it's tangible, the whole anticipation of waiting. I love how Blaze has spaced everything out. That is excellent. So here's kind of what it feels like for me, like when the Jellico collection was announced, right? So many years ago, going back like 15 or so plus years ago, when me and my wife first met, we would spontaneously just, go to Las Vegas. My daughter wasn't born. It was a lot of fun. Spontaneously go ahead and take an adult trip, right? You don't have responsibilities or anything. It's just a lot of fun to get let loose. And when you go ahead and gamble, like say you're gonna go to slot machines, you make a budget. It's your entertainment money. You're not gambling away like your month's rent or anything else.
Gambling is a very serious business. Is that clear?
Now you purposely set the XYZ money aside, win, lose, you don't care, as long as you have a good time, you want to stretch it out. And there have been times where, yeah, we've just gone through the main thing is you never exceed the budget. I can, say that we've never exceeded the budget. And there have been times where, yep, it was just my entertainment money. There's times where we're broke even, or there's this one-off time I'm going to tell you about, just to illustrate the excitement of gambling. So you all know when you want to go ahead and bet in slot machines, you want to do maximum bet, because if you don't do maximum bet, you have no chance of getting the bonus. And if you have no chance of getting the bonus, well then, you're not going to get all your money back. So it's the smartest thing you can go ahead and do when playing the slots. So, you play things like penny slots and all that, and with maximum bet, it can be anywhere from $3, it can be $5. Dollar slots, if you do maximum bet, it's like $3. Sometimes, some of the machines have 5 wheels and it's $5. Well, we were doing all right. And then they have the $5 slots. They have like that high roller room. And so we go into there, and so the stakes are crazy. So I forget how much, put in, you put them in, pull. I want to say I put at least maybe, like over $100 in the machine. But young, dumb, feeling good, it's a getaway, why not? And so then I think it was, around $150, around then. But that was back then when I could frivolously afford to do that. Entertainment money. And then all of a sudden went low. This is what lines up on the screen. Seven, 7. Ah! Me and my wife to be now. We looked at each other. We're like, well, what is even what is that? Went ahead and cashed it out. And that was $1,000. And I think that just that paid for the trip. But it was just a rush. It was just anticipation. It was just putting in the money, and then when that hit, did I have any skill to do that? No. I just anything else just spending money, just dumb luck, and I won it. But it was that level of excitement. That's how I feel when I watch those Evercade trailers for the first time. Oh, that adrenaline rush. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is going to be good? What is going to be good? It's just, I live for that anticipation. And so when carts are delayed and all that, it's just, then at that point it's gone on too long. Then I actually haven't gotten the item. And so, yeah, so sometimes, there have been times where I'm like, what am I going to make a video about? What am I excited about? As much as I love YouTube, I can't just make a video, or I can't just do a review on something unless I'm excited about it. So yeah, views and all that are good, but I put up the videos of things I'm passionate about, and I do appreciate it when you all view them and when you share them with people. I love the community being involved. That fuels me, seeing other people getting excited, seeing comments. That drives me to want to share more and more and more. So, admittedly or not, as much as I love to play retro games, I'm just at a point in my life where newer games just don't excite me. Some older games, that I've played a million times don't excite me. I'll forever love Zelda or Mario, but it doesn't get me that excited to just want to, go ahead and, let's say, play that game via emulation, or even try to seek that out and play the cart. But yeah, Evercade gets me excited. That excites me, the unknown. Even the Jellico collection, Rodland, I've played that before in emulation. But now something about having that at an official release, seeing other people be able to enjoy it, I don't know. There's just something super neat, and that this just excites me that I can't even put into words.
Oh yeah!
So yeah, so for me, am I a gamer or a gambler? Well, to be honest, I think it's both. I think it's 50-50 both. I love playing games. I love playing games a chance. I'm not just a gambler, obviously. I'd be gambling everything away, not playing games. But I'm not just a gamer because I need that excitement. I need that randomness. I need that spark. And the Evercade gives that to me. That's why I haven't had an interest in, let's say, like a PS5 or an Xbox S. It's more of the same. Another system, they're going to put all the same games. They're going to put all the remakes. Yeah, we may get like an indie game here or there. And if you like that type of thing, that's excellent. But for me, it just doesn't excite me enough. I can't just justify spending $60 on a game that I'm only going to play for 5 minutes. So then get bored of it. At least with the Evercade, there's at least going to be one game that I'm going to like and that makes it worth it for me. And it's a physical copy. You know, and that I'm selective about what I collect and what I like. And for the Evercade, for that reason, I am going to get the full collection because it does excite me. I mean, yeah, there's those of us who do YouTube that have it, but not everybody has it. So it does make me happy seeing the full collection. And I guess the great thing about having a new cart come out is the excitement. The sad thing is that now my collection isn't complete, and so that's why waiting for the renovation collection to finally get here. And even when I had the broken copy, to me it still wasn't complete. So there's just something happy about me being made whole again. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's all the magic of Evercade. It really factors into the element of chance. It factors into the gambling element, I guess. But I love that. I love being surprised, seeing what gems I get, what gems I don't get. It's all about the journey. And for me, life is like about that. It's about here. It's about now. It's about experiencing it. I'm not gonna worry about the end of the, I'm not gonna worry about the end of the journey until I get there. I'm enjoying the here, and I'm enjoying now. And I just hope with Evercade, and I have a feeling that we'll get many more years. People keep supporting the collections. They'll keep making the collections. And every now and then, let's just say a great game like Xenocrisis pops up. That is just awesome. That totally blew my mind. Blew it out of the water for me. It just tight controls in the Evercade. And that's one game that I love. So yeah, there's many different games like that. Okay. If you've stuck with me this far in the video and heard a man ramble on, I appreciate it. I'm going to ask you the same question. Are you a gamer or a gambler? I want to know. Let me know below. Are you a gamer or a gambler? All I have to say is, well, I created content. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye!